Hi.
Hello, how are you going?
I'm good. Thank you for braving us. We're just saying you haven't been on the show before. It's different, isn't it? Doing an interview with camera and that from home. It's a weird setting. But thank you for braving us.
No, thank you for having me. It's very exciting to be here.
How have you been? You've been busy this year. I was looking up all the last few years for you. You've been really busy. 2024 has been huge.
Yeah, I've mostly been just recording, to be honest. I've just
Yeah.
put my head down. I've done a bunch of writing. And so I just wanted to have lots of songs in the bank and just keep releasing. So yeah, it's been a big year of recording. I haven't done too many shows. I played Bleach Festival on the Gold Coast here, and I've got Groundwater obviously coming up.
Yes.
But yeah, so it's been a good year.
It has. It's hard, isn't it, to get into that time into the studio, write and tour. So sometimes you need to take that year out to get that bank built up before you go back out and doing lots. It's hard to time it all, isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely.
But Kaz has just popped in. She's joined us really early. Kaz, we love having Kaz join us on the show. And Patrick's just popped in and said hello. Hi, Patrick. We always, when people have their first show with us, we always sort of touch a little bit. I hope it's okay, and I didn't pre-warn you. I'm sorry. Just how you got into music and why you've sort of gone down the path you had. It's just we always just love hearing that story. Can you tell us a little bit?
Yeah, so I suppose my music origins, when I was little, I guess I was forced into piano lessons, which I'm not the best student, and my sisters and I kind of learnt classical piano. And so I didn't love it, but now I'm really grateful that it happened because it gave me my foundation.
Yes.
And so it's interesting because I know that a lot of artists are like, writing songs since they were 5 years old. But for me, I was like heavily into tennis. That was going to be like my path, which is so weird to think now. I'm not sporty now. Yeah, so I did that competitively, and then it probably wasn't till after high school I kind of met a group of musicians, and they kind of influenced me, and sort of just fell in love with it. When you're influenced, like surrounded by it. And I just started, teaching myself to write songs, started getting guitar lessons, and then it's just been something that I haven't been able to stop doing since. So yeah.
Once you find that path, it's not a choice anymore, is it?
That's how it feels. It breaks your heart, but you got to keep doing it.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, it breaks your heart. It breaks the bank. It takes some free time, but we have to do it. It's not a choice.
Yeah.
It's interesting how you say, doing lessons as a child. I guess that would give you that, you could read music, you have an understanding, and that sort of. I know when I used to play guitar a lot, especially as a kid, it sticks with you forever. Whereas things you learn later, it doesn't stick quite as well. So that would have definitely helped with picking up the guitar and even just songwriting in general and understanding how it works. Yeah, it would
for sure.
And yeah, starting after high school, I love that. That's really interesting. And then, going down that path. You said that you sort of started teaching yourself to write songs to start with. Was it lyrics that you started with? Or did you have a tune in your head? How did you start not being able to play the guitar fully at the time?
I have a really embarrassing explanation for this.
Oh, I like these.
So I was like, okay, I have to deconstruct how, songs that I love, why do I love them? What's going on with the chord progression? Anyway, I think it was a James Blunt song. It was probably, I think it was Goodbye My Lover, which, I'm not going to rag on him. I love him. But, anyway, so I sat down on the piano. I'm like, what are the chords? Because they really move me.
Yeah. How do I play?
A lot of people, all right? And so I just figured it out, and then I'm like, okay, I'm going to change the chords around a bit, and then just started writing a melody, and then I guess I just started doing that a lot until I wasn't totally ripping off other songs, and just understood how to play around with chords, and and then melodies came, and then lyrics. So it's funny, knowing that that's the origin. I still generally always write music first.
Yeah, that's interesting, isn't it? Yeah.
So I mean, maybe I need to branch out, but I still am doing like chords, melodies, even like riffs and then generally lyrics at the end, which I don't know. Yeah, I feel like a lot of the time the music will inform me like what's going on inside of me, and then those words will start to come out.
Come naturally. Yeah, that's a really interesting way of writing. I like that. Ooh, I like stories like this. We've had lots of people pop in to say hi. I can't see what Kaz is right. Oh, she said she'll add Emily's single to the single life of Cowgirl Up WordPress. So Kaz's music reviews. I love Kaz's music reviews. She is always very good. And Chris has popped in to say hello. I've got the hiccup, sorry. Chris has popped in to say hi. I hope you're doing well, Chris. And Jan, she's jumped in to say hi. So there's lots of people there. Tell us a little bit about the current single, because you've released already. This is your third single for this year, isn't it? Third for 24.
Yeah, I think it is. It's hard to keep track of the time, but yeah, it's my third single. Yeah. So that came out today, so it was really nice to do this and like make it feel special to have
it real.
Yeah, it's really cool. Yeah. So this song is it's funny because it's like I feel like it's my most fun song, but also one of my saddest songs, which I kind of like doing that. I kind of like having the contrast of theme and then like the feeling of the music. Yeah. So this one, it's a bit funny to talk about, but I wrote it about my marriage breaking down, and so I got to the end of that process, and I was so sick of just feeling so sad, I suppose.
Yes.
And obviously, I'd written so many songs; it was just like an outpouring of sadness, and I was like, had just come to the end of that, I guess. And I was like, I still wanted to write about it and honor what had been. And so it's called Baby You Were Mine. So it's, I guess, more of a celebration of the years we had and how lucky I was to have gotten to experience that in this one little short lifetime.
Yes.
And so rather than it just being sad about my marriage ending with this song, I was like, I want to celebrate this. Like, this person was my world, my everything. It was wonderful. Things happen, So it's a very vulnerable song for me to put out. It's funny because it's like I don't mind strangers hearing about me talking about getting divorced, but it's like friends and family. So today I was like, just put it out there, talk about it, and So that's
nerve-wracking. It's so nerve-wracking to put a song out in general, but to put a song out that is so close to you, that's a really, really scary thing to do.
Yeah.
Have you had people commenting today since they've heard it? How have people received it so far?
Yeah, I've had really nice comments and shares. It's hard to gauge on release day, I think.
Yes.
Like people are, working like I was today. And so you tend to see like the nice flow of things come in the coming days. But today was really nice and I felt really good. Like release day can often be like very complex, I think, for an artist, especially when you're coming up, like when you're emerging or whatever. It's like a lot of work. You put it out and then, what's going to happen? But, I felt really good today. So it was a good day.
I'm very glad to hear that. It'd be so nerve-wracking. And the other thing that would be quite different too is you've written it from that perspective and how people receive it and what it makes them think of is a different thing too. So it'd be nerve-wracking to hear their thoughts, but also to hear how they take it and what it meant in their minds as well. That's the fun part about I like different songs and hear what people think about it. Kaz just popped another comment. She said, first school of writing, write about what you know. It's okay, good or bad. Yeah.
That's good.
Absolutely. And Chris said to us, he said he's doing well and he loves hearing the story behind the artists and that it's so good revealing. Thank you, Chris. That's my favourite part about this. And also showing other people music they might not have seen yet. I love that part. Yeah. So 2024, you were saying, you spend a lot of time writing and you've got a couple of festivals coming up. Next year, are you planning on getting out on the road a little bit? What's your plan after the end it's so close to the end of the year now. Scary.
Yeah. Yeah, I'd love to be playing shows. I'm kind of champing at the bit
Yeah.
a little bit. Yeah, just because I've been recording so much, and I think groundwater is probably going to be a bit of a boost for me.
Yeah.
Because I'm still like I feel fairly new, I suppose. I've been playing music and making songs and releasing for a long time, but
Yes.
as Emily Grace Taylor, I'm fairly new, and so I feel like I'm going to feel pretty pumped after the festival, and then I'll just want to like get going. So
Keep going.
hopefully those opportunities come. Yeah.
100%. I think it's one of those things. It's like when you've been around people that are like just live and breathe music, and it just makes you want to do more of it, doesn't it? When you get up there, and it'd be a whole nother level on the stage, singing to others and singing what you love. Do you try and try your songs live before you pick which one you're going to release and record, or do you just sort of go with your gut?
What do I do? I think I test them out, I think.
Yeah.
And I'm always like, every new song I write, I'm like, this is the best one I've ever written. It has to be played live. So I generally, will test them out live. And then someone's like more obvious that, oh, this should probably be the next single, or this should be the one that I prioritize. Which I haven't gone to do. Like I said, I haven't been playing a lot of shows this year, but generally I find it does happen that way of like, oh, and then sometimes you see people reacting, watching you live certain songs and going, oh, that resonated with people more than I thought.
Yes. Yeah. It's often the way though, isn't it? Like you write a song and you think, oh, that's a big, people are going to love that song, and they often resonate with a different one. It's so hard to pick. It's really just like putting your hand in a lucky draw, really, as to which way it's going to go. But I think this song is a great song. It's, as you said, it's like it's got that upbeat, still a sad story behind it, but a happy story as well. And I think that's really well captured. I know you're sitting there with your guitar. Would you like to play that for us now?
Yes, I will.
I will give you the room and I'll come back when you're finished.
Okay, I'll see you soon. I'm sleeping here tonight, holding you one last time. I'm packing up my things, say goodbye now to what I've been. No, I don't know what might come for me around the bend, but I know when it's time to use my head to get going. And if our time is through, still the lucky one for loving you, I get to say that you are mine. And if it's done, baby, I will never take it back, 'cause I still love the way, baby, you are mine. You're packing up your things, I'm still keeping your last name. Whichever way it ends, always be missing you, my friend. I don't know what might come for me around the bend, but I know that my love was never meant to stop growing. If our time is through, still the lucky one for loving you, I get to say that you are mine. And if it's done, baby, I would never take it back, 'cause I still love the way that, baby, you were mine. I know just why I loved you, I still see no one above you to this day.
Wow.
Yeah.
I love that song. I always get goosebumps when I hear acoustic. I don't know, I just love that stripped back sound. Always gives me goosebumps. Thank you. Everyone's talking. Kaz said she loved it. There's been lots of love hearts going across the screen. So thank you so much for doing that for us. Absolutely love it. Guys, if you want to, you can do it right now, or you can do it at the end of the show or on the replay. But the QR code in the bottom of your screen at the moment, if you scan that, that will take you straight to the single. So make sure you do that either at the end or on the replay. It doesn't matter. We've also got another couple of QR codes with all of Emily's socials, so you can scan that too once it comes up on the screen. We might talk about that now that I've mentioned it. Do you have a preferred social media platform, or one that you're a bit busier on than others?
I'm probably on Instagram more.
Yep.
I know that you're supposed to be really good at them all.
Yeah, no.
But I'm trying to get better. So yeah, come see me on Instagram, I reckon, is the place to
It's
be.
the best spot. It's the best spot. And I noticed that you've got your website as well. When you do get back to touring and doing a bit more, is Instagram where you'll update the most for shows coming up, upcoming shows and that sort of thing?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah. I think now that you remind me, it's probably a good idea to be updating my website more. So that's there's a lot to do.
It's not a fun thing, is it? I have to get ours back up and running, but it's just not. It takes so much time. I don't know how we're meant to do it all.
Yeah, but yeah, we'll get there.
Kaiser's just asked. She wants to know where you're from. I didn't think to say that earlier. So
sorry. I'm Gold Coast born and raised.
It's always been.
Yeah.
Have you got to travel much and see other parts of Australia a lot, and still your favourite place?
Yeah, I've seen a lot of Australia. I've done a lot of shows around Australia. Yeah. It feels like a no-brainer. Like I had a lot of musician friends, just like there was a mass exodus a little while ago to Melbourne, which is like for music. And I was like, I'm a small town girl, I think. I mean, the Gold Coast is a city, but it also is still very much a small town. And I like open spaces, and I like it's fairly relaxed, you know. So, and the weather and the beaches, and then you've got the country like
so
half an hour away.
Yeah.
So for now, it's makes me happy.
Yes, it's warm. It gets so cold down this end of the world. I'm in Tassie, and it's Melbourne, and here we're so similar, but it does get cold.
I love Tassie though; it's so beautiful.
Yeah, I am too. I'm very lucky. I always come away and go to gigs, and you know, all sorts of things around the country, but I'm always so happy to come home because it's just, I don't know, something about it. Fresh air, I think, and a bit like you're like, it's half an hour to the beach, it's half an hour to the bush. It's not, you know, it's just perfect.
Yeah, very special.
Very special. So you said that you've been doing a lot of recording and a lot of, you know, getting ready to have that bank. Are you working towards an album? What are your plans with the next lot of releases and things?
So I have another song coming out after this one in a couple of months. No set date. You always kind of like yeah. But when that comes out, I'll package that song and the last 4 songs before it just into a little EP so people can go and like it's all one place. Yeah. It feels. I don't know that it's the right time to be aiming for an album just yet. I'm still. Just want to put my songs out there. And album, I don't know, it feels like a very big endeavor. I'm like, I want to make sure I'm completely ready. I'm completely confident in what I want to present an album. But that's obviously the dream, like, you know,
that's for the long term.
Yeah.
It's so hard now because it is a single world, quite a like, you know, singles, you know, don't and albums don't have the life that they used to, but finding the right songs to make the full album, like you can release a few singles and they're great as singles, but you know, it just doesn't mix into that album, and it's a really stressful thing, isn't it? Trying to find what ones do I choose and when do I stop? When is it finished? Yeah.
I don't know how people do it. I overthink so much that I'm like, I don't know how I would go choosing songs for an album, but I guess you got to do it.
then the artwork, and then there's the, everything. There's so many layers to an album, isn't there? But maybe it'll just happen, like, like when you write, it might just feel right one day to go, no, these fit onto an album. It just, maybe just let it do its thing. And how about merch and things? Do you have merch that people can order, or coming when they see you live? Can they get some merch?
So I'm working up to that.
Exciting.
There's so many options you can do with merch now. I'm like,
there's too many.
Shoes, like tote bag. I meant to have. I can sell stuff at Groundwater coming up, which is cool.
Yes, you can, yeah.
So currently the answer is no, I don't have merch. You give me all these reminders. I need to get my butt into gear.
Tell us in the comments, what merch do you like? Because I'm the same. When I'm trying to work out merch, I'm like, stubby coolers are kind of like a staple, but then everybody has hundreds of them, and then you're like t-shirts, but everyone has t-shirts. What do you guys want? What's different that you like? I've seen some people doing tea towels, and I quite like that because it's a poster, but it's a bit better than a poster. I don't know. There's lots of different little socks. Kaz, I haven't seen out of socks.
I love that. I'm a socks girl.
Me too. Christmas Day. If we don't get socks for Christmas, it's not Christmas. If I don't have a new pair of socks to wear on Christmas Day, that is gold. I love that.
That's so good. Socks is a great idea. Yes. Okay, I'll put that on the list.
Yeah.
I think tote bags is good. Hats are good.
Yep. Hats are good. And even if you're going to be like on the road a bit, and it's nighttime, jumpers, because no one ever thinks to take a jumper, and then the night comes and you sell out. It doesn't matter whether they know the artist that they're buying, it's just whoever's got jumpers.
That's smart. I've never thought of that before.
Hats in the sun and jumpers, and people always forget hats. They always forget a jumper. Yeah. I just said she knew you would get along. She loves her socks too.
Yeah,
I like it. No, there's always so much to do. So yeah, another single in the works. Has it gotten any easier since releasing each time? Are you getting used to the stress of it and the pattern, or does it just change every time?
Yeah, I've been releasing music for such a long time. I had like an indie pop project for like 10 years prior to this.
Yeah.
So I've done a lot of releasing, and I don't know, you think it does get easier, but also it's like the emotional part of it doesn't seem to get that much easier. Like, nobody likes it, no one's listening to, all those fears, and just like, I didn't become an overnight sensation from this song.
Yeah.
So
I know.
I feel like it feels like that every time, but actually today was probably a little bit of a turning point. I was like, I'm just so grateful that I'm doing this. I'm so grateful for the support I have so far. And just, I guess, as you experience more life, you just have more perspective on things and more gratitude for the good things.
Yep.
So, yeah.
Because it's a huge thing to do, and it's the dream. Like, you're living your dream, whereas a lot of people, we don't always get to go out there and live our dreams. So we are fortunate, aren't we, in this industry? It's more than just a job, and it's more than, it's a part of us. So it's so special. Yeah. Definitely. I can't wait to see your next single and see you out on the road. I really can't wait to hear your Groundwater set. Do you have you don't have times yet? They haven't released those to you guys yet, have they? Times and stages, or have you?
I do, yeah. So on this Saturday, which is the 19th, I think I'm doing like a little duo set. So I think it's like, I can't remember, is it 11 or 11:30? You'll have to come to my Instagram and find out.
Yes, jump on Instagram.
Yeah, and then they very kindly put me on like I think it's the main stage, the big top stage on the Sunday. It's at like 10:30, so I'm doing like a cute little breakfast slot. So come down and wake up with me.
Yes. How long do you get to? Is it the 45-minute sets? Are they roughly?
Yeah, 45 minutes for the full band set, and then the day before, I think I'm doing an hour set.
Perfect. So,
yeah, pretty decent.
And it's home, so you don't have to worry about accommodation.
Oh, it's so easy. Drive 15 minutes and I'm there.
How perfect. It's going to be great. I was saying to you before we went live, like, Groundwater is just such a special, it's a special festival, and it's probably like it's another one of those ones in Australia where you get a different feeling, and I think it's just everybody's so friendly and so happy to be there, and people can see artists that they've never heard of or never seen. It's just the whole thing's a great vibe, and exhausting because I don't think I've ever come out of groundwater with getting any sleep while I was there. But
yeah, it's like how do you choose who to go see when? It's like so many artists. Awesome.
It's a get the highlighter out and get 3 or 4 programs and go, but I really want to do this, but then it's a really serious game. It takes all day to work that out.
You'll have a strategy for sure.
It's what I was saying in Tamworth, it's the one place where it's acceptable to go and watch 2 or 3 songs at a show and go to the next one. Yeah. I feel like Brownwater's getting to that as well, because they're playing at this one and then over across there they're playing. I've got it, yeah. So it's one of those juggling acts, but it's kind of fun juggling act. I think
very fun, for sure.
I can't believe we've been talking for half an hour already. I'm so sorry. I hope you didn't have another interview ready. It's so lovely having you on the show. I hope you come back for your next single. I cannot wait to see it.
I'd love to.
Excellent. And I can't wait to see your merch. I'm going
to do it. We talked about it.
Now you're going to do it. That's right.
Okay, website merch. We'll get sorted.
Merch order. That is so good. Well, thank you everybody for watching. It's so lovely to be back. It's so lovely to have power. It's great to be hearing music again. I hope everybody's really well. But thank you for joining us. We'll be back next week with more shows. We've got quite a few coming up because we've got lots of catch-up shows. But thank you so much, Emily. It's been lovely having you on.
Thank you so much for having me. Thank you, everybody.
See you guys.
See ya.